Hey guys, it's Sarah with ExtremeTerrain.com, and today we have a review and install of the square tube drop style Nerf side step bars in matte black, fitting your 05 and newer Tacoma double cab models. These are perfect for the Tacoma owner that wants to add the convenience of a step to their truck and wants one with a drop step style and a sleek black finish. They provide ease of access to your truck thanks to their drop step design and raised steel step pads, giving you safe footing in all weather. Featuring a 60/61 aluminum construction, these steps are nice and light, but they are still sturdy thanks to their square tube construction, and they're finished off with a nice matte black powder coat finish. The bars of the step sit nice and tight to your truck, giving you that streamlined look, and they add a bit of side protection and rocker panel protection as a bonus. So as far as price goes, these steps come in at around $400 for the pair, putting them about middle of the road price-wise when compared to other options. And for your money, you're getting a stylish and aggressive looking step that is both durable and functional. And as far as the install goes, I'm giving this one a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. It does require a bit of assembly to get the steps on the actual bars, but it is a direct fit installation that bolts right up to your truck and can be done within 1 hour. So with that said, let's check out that install. For this install, we used an impact gun, but a ratchet will work just fine. You will also need a 4mm Allen key or Allen socket, as well as 10 and 13mm sockets. Alright, so before we can get the step bolted up, we have to do a bit of prep work to get the actual step itself bolted onto this bar. Now I'm going to start with this facing down, so this will be upside down, so we can slide the bolts in the openings and line up our step. Alright, so we have this step portion upside down as well. I'm just going to line it up with the bottom of the step to show you guys exactly what we're aiming for. Each of these openings here needs one of these T-style bolts. Now to get these lined up, we'll just be placing them in the channel like this and turning them sideways. We'll try to get it ballpark corresponding with the opening in the step. And then we can get it lined up. With all of the hardware placed, you can now begin to line up each of the bolts through the openings. Now this may take a little bit of finagling just to get every one of them lined up. But go ahead and just slowly line each up, holding it just above the bolts until you can get every one of them in place. Now at this point we can install the hardware. We're putting a washer as well as a lock nut over top of each of these. Repeat that until all of your hardware is installed. Now with all the bolts on the bottom installed, we're going to install these 2 bolts. These are flat Allen head bolts, and they go in the front of each one. There's one on each side. And then go ahead with a 4mm Allen key or Allen socket, and we're going to tighten them down. And repeat that on the other side. And go ahead and tighten that down with your 4mm Allen key or Allen socket. All right, now with our 10mm socket, we're gonna tighten down all the nuts we installed on the bottom side. All right, now that our first step is installed, repeat all of those steps to install the second step. All right, now that we have both steps installed on the bar, what we're gonna do is install the brackets on the truck. Now these are side and position specific, so make sure you're grabbing the one labeled with the proper position that you're working on. We are at the passenger side front, so we have the one labeled passenger front. Let's go ahead and get it bolted up. All right, now we're gonna hold up our passenger front bracket to the mounting point here. Now, if you've never installed a step on your truck, what you're gonna see are two plastic covers, which you can take out with a flathead. Now, once you see these threaded openings, go ahead and line your step up. Now, this may be a little bit hard to see from this angle. And what we're gonna do is install our hardware, which is a hex bolt, lock washer, and washer. Go ahead and thread it in. And repeat that for the bottom mounting point. Again, might be a little bit hard to see. And then with your 13mm socket, go ahead and tighten these down. Repeat that for the next mounting point. Installing your hardware through the bracket into the threaded holes. Now there is a little bit of adjustability in this bracket, so after you tighten it, if you do need to move it around at all, just loosen these and tighten them back up. All right, now you can grab your 13mm socket and tighten it down. Now we're gonna install the rearmost mounting point. This bracket is the exact same as the center. Now this one also might be a little bit hard to see because of the position, but it installs in the exact same way. Thread your hardware through the bracket into the threaded holes in the body. And with your 13mm socket, tighten it down. All right, now that the brackets are in place, we can set our step on top of it. Now go ahead and get it about ballpark where it should be, but these steps are slotted, so there's a ton of adjustment here. All right, now we're going underneath the step to install these bolts. Now keep in mind the step is not bolted down yet, so just be very careful. Go ahead and slide them in place and then twist them in there. Now what we're gonna do is just lift up on the step, go ahead and slide everything back where it was. Now grab a washer as well as a lock nut and get those installed. Repeat that for your other bolt. And there is a lot of adjustability here too, so just keep that in mind. You can get the step exactly where you want it. Next up, grab your 10mm socket and get these tightened down. Now Now we're moving on to our center mounting point. Now you may have to loosen up your bracket to the truck just to get these in place, just because there is not a ton of room between the step and the body of your Tacoma. But once you get everything lined up, go ahead and install the hardware. And with your 10mm socket, tighten these down. And finally, the frontmost mounting points. And once you have everything installed, go ahead and tighten it down. All right, so now that our passenger side is installed, you're gonna repeat all of those steps to install your driver's side. And then that is gonna do it for the review and install of these side steps. And remember, for all things Tacoma, keep it at extremeterrain.com.